All right, you guys. It's time for us to have a conversation, but first, let's address the beauty in the room. My locks. Okay, for all you people out there just dying for me to be conceited. My locks, man. For those who pay attention to me, since mid-November, I've been growing the size of my hair back. I know I say edges for because it's funnier. But I've been growing the size of my edges back since mid-November, and they finally grew long enough to reattach the locks that I cut off in, I believe it was late 2022. Kept my locks because that's one of my superstitions. I don't play around with that. I really believe in energy, holding energy in your hair and people being able to do, some voodoo things with it. So my edges are back. I feel like myself. My superpowers are back. I am first proud of myself for my discipline, for not allowing even that short time frame of experience a little depression because I didn't feel like myself. I didn't want to do things that I love to do. I didn't really care to go outside, but I still pushed myself to do those things just under different circumstances, under the discomfort of not feeling like myself. I still push myself. So I'm proud of myself for having that discipline. But in this conversation, I want to talk about how I'm finally who I used to pretend to be. Y'all heard me speak on this plenty of times. I had an idea of how I was supposed to show up in the world, but I've never invested in becoming that person. I never really had any examples, anybody to kind of like show me the way, right? So everything that I used to pretend to be, but at some point, your mask has to come off, right? And I've always folded because again, that foundation was never built. It was never solid because I didn't invest in it. Now, I can honestly say, man, I love the fact that I chose how I wanted to exist in this world and I held myself to that. I take accountability for that. So when things are not going a certain way in my life, I know I'm getting there. So I choose to be patient because I know I'm being actionable. It might not be the right time. Those might not be the right people I'm supposed to be doing it with. I might need a little detour. But as long as I don't stop, as long as I don't choose to go backwards, I'm always going to get there. I love that. I love that for me. I love that I don't blame anybody else for what's going on in my life. I love the fact that I'm showing appreciation. I'm expressing gratitude for the things that are in line. Sometimes we could get like super fixated on what we want, on what we desire, that we forget to appreciate what's happening now, what's taking place now. So I've officially signed up to be that toxic positivity friend. Yeah. But here's what this is what I want to learn, right? This is the approach I would rather take with people who's going through certain things and they don't want to hear that positive shit right now. I asked them, are you calling me to just vent? You just want to release? Or would you like, how I see things? And would you like for me to make suggestions? I'm asking now, just in case they don't have the capacity for anything positive. Some people just like, let me just get this shit out. I would hear myself while I'm talking and I would correct myself because I finally get to hear myself and I'm answering my own questions through talking. Some people just need that, right? Because I am the toxic. I don't really view it as like toxicity for real, but that's what people been like saying lately, like toxic positivity. And I'm like, okay, just something I truly believe in. I truly believe that, again, while something negative is happening, something positive is happening simultaneously. They work together. So how that experience feel to you and how the outcome of that experience is going to totally be up to how you perceive it and what you choose to focus on and put your energy toward. And what, when you put your focus on something, you're powering it up a lot more. So you're going to see more of that. So there's been situations with people where it's like I'm hearing them and I'm like, I'm thinking about the great things that's happening because I know a lot about their life, right? So it's like, okay, I'm thinking to myself, and sometimes I say it out loud, which is what I'm trying to learn not to do. Did that make you appreciate this more? Or you having this more? I'm even changing like when rent is due. You know how some people are like, oh, that's another bill. When they see a bill, they be like, oh man, I gotta pay this. I got to pay this. I'm starting to change that to I get to pay this. Thank you, God, for putting me in a position where I can pay this. Thank you. Because there are so many people that's not in a position to take care of their bills. So, yeah, this short, this hopefully it sparks something in you because I know I really made it about me being proud of myself, but I want you guys to at least take away from this, like you can choose how you want to exist in this world and hold yourself accountable for it. It might not manifest right away, but never lose focus of that. Never lose appreciation for where you at. Never lose faith, because either way you have faith in something. Like if you doubt something, then mean you have faith in whatever is causing you to doubt it. That's it. You gotta switch it around. You know what I mean? Just put your faith in the right place. Put your fears in the right place. I spoke on this before. I fear not walking in my light. I fear not experiencing love wholeheartedly. So I'm not going to fear another heartbreak. Not going to fear that. I'm not going to give another heartbreak that much power. I'm going to accept it as an experience that's going to continue to help me expand, because maybe I'm reaching a little bit too high and I'm not being honest about where I'm really at, like where I'm really lined up at, right? Maybe I have more work to do. Maybe subconsciously something is really blocking me. Maybe I am sabotaging. Maybe I'm saying this is what I want, but I don't feel that I deserve it. You know what I mean? So let your experiences expand you. It's always something to be grateful for, man. Be proud of yourself. Like live a life where you're proud of, where you could sleep at night. I didn't live like that at first. I wasn't proud of myself. I was caught up on the mistakes that I made. I was trying to excuse myself through the wrongdoings that I was just, carrying out in my life, instead of, you know what? Let me check myself. Let me make that connection to where that action came from that made me move in that way. Let me do better and hold myself accountable to do better. So I want to be proud of myself. I want people around me to feel like my presence is a present. I want people to, when they experience me, they walk away a lot lighter. They have something in them that shifts when it comes to life. There's so many people, especially when I go to the gym, because that's where I'm mostly at. The gym, crib, grocery store. And then sometimes, I go outside and experience other things. But for the most part, that's where I'm at, right? People ask me like, man, how do you stay so light? You keep the same energy, same attitude. And I know you go through things. They ask me this all the time, and they also express that they appreciate that I'm so consistent, like in my mood and in my attitude, my energy. And I had to tell people, I'm like, if I'm being honest, I'm human. Of course I go through things. But I choose my mood for that day. I made peace with the fact that life is cyclical. You can't have one without the other. I made peace with that. So for me to sit there and get surprised by life lifing every single time it chooses to life, come on. I'm not oblivious to how this thing works, how life works. Not oblivious to it. So I allow myself to be human, but I choose not to bleed on other people anymore. I choose not to blame other people anymore. I hold myself accountable to be that light, that spark, that shift for other people. When I step my ass out that door, I leave whatever, actually I deal with whatever is taking place in my life before I even leave the house. I deal with it and I let it go from there. What am I going to do holding on to it? If I have to sit with certain things a little bit longer to analyze it, to make the connection so I can get behind the wheel of it, then yes, I'm going to allow myself to do that. But I'm not going to complain about it. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to feel. I'm going to connect. And I'm going to shift. That's just what it is. I used to preach to people about things all the time. I was the person that gave the best advice to other people, made the greatest suggestions to other people when it came to their life, but never followed any of that in my own life. Now I'm doing just that. I'm talking exactly how I actually move. I am who I used to pretend to be. Finally, I'm proud of myself. Live life that you're proud of. Live a life that's satisfying and fulfilling to you, that also serve others. All right. Appreciate y'all. The edges are back. I'm back. Superpowers back. I feel, man, y'all have a good one.